There's always a carbon signature on our steel, but there wasn't any carbon whatsoever that was found in this particular material.
This object may be as old as 140 million years. And obviously, that's a crazy proposition if you think that modern-day archaeology suggests that we've only been around for about 10,000 years.
Namaste to all. Recently, I've been getting some derogatory remarks from some of the YouTube viewers saying that Vedas are unintellectual and I'm a fraud and I'm telling lies, etc. Because of the fact that Yajurveda speaks that God created cow and horse first before human beings. I don't think this is anything unintellectual. God creates this universe. God gives the knowledge of Vedas to the four rishis, and God describes how he created the universe and what are the components of this universe. And if God says that I created cow and horse before humans, that has to be accepted. Whereas these so-called intelligent people, they themselves claim to be intelligent and very highly educated people. They are saying that dinosaurs existed long before humans. And it is a very well known fact that if dinosaurs and cow and humans had existed at the same point of time, they would have killed everyone. And now dinosaurs do not exist, so humans are existing. So your Vedas is telling wrong information. This is what many people are, claiming. They can claim that's not a problem. It's not going to change the truth. But I want to show in this video a very small, proof which proves that probably dinosaurs and humans existed at the same point of time. Actually, I'm using the word probably because it is not to convince myself. It is to convince those people who are speaking derogatory against me and the Vedas. So there was in 1936 a person found in a place called London in Texas a hammer. It's a handmade hammer. It's an iron hammer. And incidentally, they were, working in the garden. The couple were working in the garden or somewhere, and they found the piece of a rock which had a protruding wood from it. So they took the rock, and then later on they broke the rock and saw there was a hammer inside it. And in fact, surprisingly, the wood had been started to convert into coal. Wood gets converted into coal after several million years of getting into the process of aging. So after in 1980s, many scientists and metallurgists, they did the analysis of this hammer, and some of them are suspecting it has to be 140 million years old. That means 14 crore years. Some of the people are saying it has to be more than 400 million years old because the rock itself is 400 million years old. And inside the rock, this hammer has come. That means this hammer should have been made before that. So the hammer's age should be more than that. This is some theory going on, but this is a preserved material which is all still available in the museum. You can go to YouTube and then search for London 100 million years old London hammer. You can get many details in different versions, etc. But the undeniable fact is that this hammer is not made by animals, or this hammer is not made by dinosaurs. So definitely this hammer is made by a human. And in fact, some scientists say that the technology used in making this hammer is very far advanced, that it's impossible to believe that so many years back a human could have developed this kind of tools. And if you take any of the modern tools which is made of iron or steel, it contains carbon. And surprisingly, this hammer do not contain carbon in it. And making iron material without carbon in it is really a class. I'm an engineer myself, and I was also surprised that without carbon, how it can, it contains 96.6% Fe, that is iron, and then other chemicals little bit, but it does not have a carbon content in it. So this proves that human beings were existing several crore years back. And we also know that dinosaurs probably got extincted around 6.5 crore years back due to an asteroid impact on the earth. There are several theories on how these dinosaurs could have got vanished, but there is nothing solid proof that okay, this is how it got extinct. But anyway, they got extinct around 6.5 crore years back, whereas this hammer is 14 to 40 crore years back. So dinosaurs and human beings existed at the same point of time. You may ask that if dinosaurs and human existed at the same point of time, then dinosaurs should have eaten all the human beings. The problem is we really do not understand same point in time. Same point in time does not mean same place. India is at one end and Mexico or America is another end. So there is a possibility that in the earth humans existed at one place and then these dinosaurs and dangerous animals existed in the other place. So if I say that, not I say, if Vedas say that cow was created first, the reason, please understand that God creates this universe and then God says that I created the forest, the trees, the plants, also the useful animals for the human beings, by which human can derive milk and then make curd or make other protein products. And also horse is very useful for human being for transportation, and also male cow is used for farming, cultivation. So God says that I created the domestic animals before the human beings because these animals will help the human beings in their day-to-day activities. So if God says that, I don't understand why we are denying this. The problem is we are overly polluted by the westernist books. We accept that anybody is a western name, and then this guy comes from Europe or America or anywhere and then he proves something, then we blindly accept him. But whereas our Rishi Munis were far more better scientists than any of the existing modern scientists of today, which is very clearly proven, or which is very clearly known by the fact if we read the books written by Rishi Munis on what was their amount of the science knowledge they had at that point of time, which even today many people do not have. Even the scientists do not have so much of science knowledge as per me, because I have read such books from Rishi Munis which speaks about advanced science techniques. Even there are books written by very very old Rishi Munis about robotics. There are books written by Rishi Munis about 64 different ways of creating an aeroplane which can be not detected by a radar. This kind of technology has been written by Rishi Munis. But whereas we read modern authors' books which says that theory of evolution is true, human beings were evolved out of monkeys. We believe that, so probably human beings were not first organisms. It was many small organism, amoeba, single cell organism, then multi-cell, then we were fish, then we became from that animal to this animal, then finally monkey, then monkey to human beings. This is an absurd theory. Monkey can never become a human being. If monkey becomes a human being or any animal become another animal, the maximum scope of their work is only food and reproduction. Whereas if you see human being has a knowledge like music knowledge, art and science knowledge. Have you seen any animal having this kind of knowledge and going into this kind of territory of space? It's impossible, because it is given by Almighty God. For example, the knowledge of music is given by Almighty God in Samaveda. Knowledge of art and science is given by Almighty God in all the Vedas. So evolution theory is an absurd theory. We can try to believe it to some extent, but when we go into the territory of knowledge or the jnana, then this theory of evolution does not get a pass mark there. The evolution always happens. Like example, people say that okay, some birds, they do not have wings. They did not had wings, and later on they developed wings, etc. Okay, they developed the wings, number one, to survive from their enemies, number two, to go and search out for food, etc. This is possible for sure. But a monkey becoming a human being and finding out music, finding out art and science, finding out or developing a structure for ruling a nation or army or police or business, this kind of things is impossible in evolution theory. So we have to understand, do not blindly believe a book if it is told by Westerners it has to be true. We have to come to a kind of understanding. Even this archaeological evidence which we got about the hammer, I'm not saying that because of this hammer is there, the truth is to be accepted that humans are old, or humans were existing around 40 crore years back also. No, this is a proof which we found incidentally in 1936. If we had not even found out this proof, then also we should understand that God does not speak lies. And God is clearly telling in Vedas that He created animals. He created all the animals. He creates human beings also at the start of universe. So He creates the human beings and gives the knowledge of Vedas, and from there Vedas knowledge is spreading. So the main point of me making this video is people can question, but it is not obligation on me to answer your questions, because many of your questions or some of your questions are derogatory and attacking, and also to demoralize Vedas. If somebody is demeaning Vedas, I will not have any obligation to reply to them. I will block them simply. Yesterday I blocked some people who used bad words for me, very 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 bad words, Of course, I did not delete the comments, but YouTube deleted the comments. Some of you are thinking that I am deleting the comments. I am not deleting the comments. I delete those comments which are demeaning to Vedas, which are against Vedas for sure, because I cannot accept it. But if you are making derogatory comments against me, it's not a problem. You can make it, but you cannot expect an answer from me. If I'm not answering, that does not mean that Vedas are false. Please understand. There are people who have started YouTube channel just only against me. It is really a waste of time to you as well, to me as well, because we are not going to get knowledge at the end of the day. We can get knowledge if we have a mutual cooperation, understanding to learn. But if your main purpose is to convert somebody to Christianity or Muslim or Hinduism, any etc., then my channel is not the place for that. Because my channel's main aim is not to convert anyone to anybody's religion or any other religion. Even I always have told that Hinduism, the Neo-Hinduism, is also anti-Vedic. Hinduism in this true sense is only the Vedic Sanatan Dharma we should consider as a original Hindu scriptures. I hope somebody would have got some clarity. Go through the YouTube videos on this hammer, then you can understand that yes, dinosaurs probably existed at the time when humans also existed. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.